Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Jake the Fate, and in this video, I'm going to be doing a review and demo on this Jackson Soloist SLX DX. So here I have this Jackson Soloist. I really don't know how to pronounce the name of this guitar. It's like Manalish green, like the color of the guitar. I don't know if I'm saying that right or if I'm saying it wrong. Yeah, man, without further ado, I'm gonna take you guys to the workbench and show you guys spec by spec what this guitar has, show you all the features that this guitar brings, give you guys a quick little demo of how this guitar sounds in a mix, and then give you guys my final thoughts on this Jackson Soloist. So the color of this guitar, I don't know how you pronounce it. Manalish, I don't know, something Manalish green. A very nice sparkly color. Kind of looks like a lizard green. It's a 25.5-inch scale length with a 16-inch fretboard radius. So it's an extremely flat fretboard. You can definitely shred on this guitar, and it's like super fast. You've got 24 jumbo frets on this guitar, and these are probably just like nickel frets. They're not stainless steel. You got this white binding that goes around the entire guitar neck. On their website, it says it's black, but it's a white binding. The inlays on this guitar is a pearloid shark fin inlay on this. In terms of electronics, it's something very simple. You got one master volume, one master tone, 3-way selector switch. You've got 2 Duncan designed humbucker pickups and a Floyd Rose special. And I'm going to get into this once I take off the strings. But something I want to point out is that the locking nut up here makes a weird little sound. I don't know if you guys can hear it on the camera. This nut is not secured all the way, so it's pulling it. As you guys can see, the fretwork on this guitar is done very nicely. I did polish them up a little bit just now. They're rounded pretty nice, and they're not sticking out or gonna cut you or anything. So they did a really good job on these frets here. So the nut width on this guitar is a 42mm nut. So if you guys want to replace this, it's a BR3 nut. Now the pickups on this guitar is Duncan design pickups, and you know, they just say Duncan 103N. I think Duncan, what does this say here? Duncan 103B. And that's what the inside of this thing looks like. There's a lot of buffing compound left over from the factory. Now these pickups here, I want to actually get into these pickups here. These are Duncan design pickups. They're not actual Seymour Duncans, like you know, USA made Seymour Duncans. These are made in Korea, China, and the Philippines. And you know, they claim that they're made in like one of the best factories out there. They're still not like authentic Seymour Duncan pickups. Like basically, like they come from the same family, but it's not, you know, made here in the United States. It's not anything authentic. And most of these Duncan design humbuckers are OEMs, which basically means original equipment manufacturer, which also means they only come stock on the guitars. Like you can't go out and try to buy these, you know, at a local guitar store or, you know, online or anything. They only come with the guitar. It's also the same thing with like the Jackson branded humbucker pickups. You know, you can't go out and buy them. They just come stock with the guitar itself. Now these pickups, they do claim that they're Alnico humbucker pickups. They actually don't even say what number of Alnico it is, so it's kind of sus. They just say Alnico humbucker pickups. So I'm actually gonna open them up and see like if there's an actual Alnico in here, because if you guys seen my other videos, I've gone to a few guitars that claim that there's Alnicos and they're actually ceramic. So let's see what's in this one. All right, guys. So again, look at that ceramic in here. It's one of the thinner ones, like one of these, which is a little bit better quality, but they do say it's an Alnico because as you can see, ceramic is like this, like a darker color, and Alnico is like one of these where it's kind of like a shiny chrome color, but that is like a black grayish, like a regular ceramic magnet. So So I don't know. I don't think they should just like start claiming things like, oh, there's Alnicos in here, and reality it's just a ceramic magnet in there. They should just fucking not even say anything at all. Just leave it how it is. I'm just gonna put all this thing back together and take a reading of these pickups, see what they actually read. All right, so in the bridge position we have 8.53, and in the neck 7.78. So you know they're pretty close. They're off by a few winds, and this bridge pickup is not hot at all. It's like very low output. This bridge pickup, it's like kind of like a I would consider that a neck pickup for that much output, but yeah, they're both fairly low, like really low output, you know, for a Jackson metal guitar. And in the middle position you have 4.10k ohms. Pretty weird that they're both almost around the same, and you know that they have ceramic, which maybe that's why they actually put the ceramic to give it a little bit more output. I don't know, but we're about to find out how these sound. With the Floyd Rose, you know, again, it's a Floyd Rose special. These aren't special at all. If you take care of these Floyd Roses, man, like they'll last you. They'll last you a while. This Floyd comes with one of like the cheaper looking blocks. I don't know if there's a reason why they do that or not. Like some of them have good, better looking quality ones, and some of them just look like complete trash. I have no idea what that is all about in the factory or however they make these, but yeah, that's what that is. And this bar is like really flimsy, like it's like tight, as tight as possible, but it's like just everywhere, it goes everywhere. That's what that looks like in there. Pretty good job. A little bit of compound residue right there, but other than that, looks pretty good. You do get this little contour for your forearm to rest on the front of the body over here. And the hardware on this guitar is all black. You got these nice dome style knobs. And something I want to point out is the strap button on this guitar is one of the good ones that it's like flat on the top. So when you put your strap on this, it's not going to slip at all. So Jackson always does these with all their guitars. They put like really good strap buttons, and that is what the front of the headstock looks like. It's black with the Jackson logo right over here. You do got this white binding around the entire headstock also, which looks really nice. These tuners, these are Jackson branded tuners. I'm gonna take a look at it when I flip it over, but they're just regular die-cast black tuners. And this is what the back of the headstock looks like. They are Jackson branded tuners. This guitar is crafted in Indonesia, and like I always say with these Indonesian guitars, very well built guitars from Indonesia. And you do get the same color on the back of this entire guitar. Now this guitar is a neck through body, so it's got very nice easy access to come down here in this lower register. And this neck shape is like a ultra C thin shaped neck. It feels very thin, very thin. You know, those are my favorite. I love thin shaped necks. They're fast. So, you know, very nice and comfortable to play with this. And you do get this nice big belly cut over here on the back of the guitar. You know, very nice and comfortable for people that have big bellies. No, I'm playing. But yeah, that's what's going on in the control cavity right over here. Master volume, master tone, that little circuit board 3-way selector switch. Now you could coil split these guitars if you do want to add coil splitting pots or a little mini toggle switch. You could coil split these if you so wish to. And again, with these Jacksons, they always leave you a bunch of space for you guys to modify this guitar. Again, like EMGs, throwing a battery over here. Always good to know and good to have extra space. This right over here and the paint on the back of this right here is disgusting. Like once I took off that plate, I was like, oh Lord. But you know, it's covered, so you're not really gonna see it. A lot of people do take it off, but in this case, I leave it on just because it doesn't look nice. Now, one thing I do want to point out is this neck is a gloss neck, and it's very sticky. If you have sweaty hands like I do, it gets very sticky. So I'm actually going to do something to this guitar. I'm going to show you guys a little quick solution if you guys don't like how a glossy neck feels. Like you see that right there? It just looks and feels disgusting, and you start sweating when you're playing. It dries up and it feels horrible, disgusting. So I'm actually going to do something and show you guys a quick solution to this. And hopefully if you guys want to do it to your guitars, then go ahead. Because I do this to mainly all the guitars that have a gloss neck. Like my Schecter Hellraiser, that one for some reason is probably the most nastiest one that I had a weird problem with. Before I did what I'm about to show you guys, I played for it for a little bit, and then I told Nicole to hold it, and she was like, oh, what the hell? It just felt gross. So yeah, I'm going to show you guys exactly what I'm going to do. All right, so this is going to be a very simple solution, and this is something that anybody could do at home with a few materials that you can actually find at like your local hardware store or even like a dollar store. So all you're going to really need is a Scotch-Brite green pad. You know, it could be one of these or like the square ones, some tape, and some water. Basically it. Probably want to put like a little shop towel or a cloth or something just so you don't get water on your work area. Or if you're going to do this in your bathroom, on top of the toilet, I don't know, whatever you guys do. First thing you want to do is just, you know, wipe any grease or grime off the neck that you've already built up by being greasy. So yeah, after that, I'm gonna grab some tape and just put it where you want. I would say for me, that looks good right there and right there. Now, if you want for extra protection, put another piece, but that's really unnecessary. But just to be safe, you know, always wear 2 condoms. And then up here on the headstock, I'm gonna put it right where the nut is. Right there, around, right? And once again, just to be on the safe side, give it another wipe down. Now you grab your Scotch-Brite and make sure it's the green one. It has to be the green one because this is the right grit, basically. Because there's blue ones and then there's like other different colored ones, but make sure it's the green one, not the blue one. Trust me, from my trial and errors, you don't want to do that because I've done mistakes. But as you guys can see, it's glossy right now. You guys see the gloss. So all you do is just put some water in it and then squeeze some of the water out. And what you want to do now is just come across the neck like this way. You don't want to go this way because you're going to start seeing some lines. Giving it even strokes. I mean, it doesn't have to be even, but you know, you just come across the guitar neck back and forth. And you're going to start seeing some white residue. Don't be alarmed. Don't be alarmed. It's not anything humanly made. I'm gonna time lapse this real quick. So in that white residue, what that is just the gloss, you know, like the finish coming off, mixing with the water. So give it a wipe and then give it a look, see how much more you have to go. Because some of these do have a lot. All right, and just like that, it's basically done. What you do now is just take off the tape. And there you go. There's your finished product. Now this guitar is gonna play super smooth, super fast. And look at that. Very smooth, very smooth. If you want to go a little bit lower, you guys can definitely put the tape down there, but I think that's fine for me. But yeah, pretty simple solution. So all I'm going to really do now is put everything back together and give you guys a quick demo of how this thing sounds. Give you guys my final thoughts on this Jackson Soloist SLX DX.
Break it down.
All right, so there it is, the Jackson Soloist SLX DX. Now, what are my final thoughts on this guitar? If I'm going to be 100% honest, this guitar is an amazing guitar because of the price, right? So these guitars, new, they go for around $550, depending on the color. Some go up to like $650. Now, these being the Soloist, which just means that it's a neck through body, it's not a bolt-on like the Dinkies. These guitars are a step above from the JS series. So in terms of like, you know, the look of the guitar, the construction of the guitar, also the electronics, they put on Jackson stock humbucker pickups. With these, they go a little bit above, and they put the Duncan distortions. I wish. They put the Duncan designs. So how I was explaining in the workbench, these are OEM pickups, which means that they come stock on the guitar. You know, you can't just go out and buy these anywhere else. Same thing with like the Jackson Floyd Roses, like where it has the name Jackson on it. Those are OEM. Those are made just for the guitar. But like with these pickups, like how we saw, they did say on their website that they're Alnico magnet pickups. They didn't say what kind of Alnico it was, but as I showed you guys, it was a ceramic magnet. And, you know, you still can't go wrong with it. But at the end of the day, if they're going to advertise for something, at least have it, or at least don't even say anything. You know what I mean? These pickups don't sound too bad, if you want me to be 100% honest. They don't sound nothing like, you know, authentic Seymour Duncans. What really stood out to me was the fact that they both sound exactly the same. Like when I switched from the bridge to the neck and the lead positions, I could not hear a difference, except for like the position of the pickup being a little bit closer to the neck. I really couldn't hear the difference. Like they both sound exactly the same. So I don't know if they're like, you know, just making pickups and some are just want a little bit more than the other, and they're just like boom boom banging them out. I don't know. Like with Seymour Duncans, they make the bridge pickup specifically for a bridge, and then the neck they make it, you know, they give it their own characteristics. So with these, I just feel like they're just like winding them, and then they just flip them to put the name on it, and they just like send them out the door. I don't know. I could be wrong, but they do really sound very similar. They don't sound too bad. It does get a little bit muddy. It did get a little bit muddy, but you know that's how most of these pickups are. You know, like if you're not gonna get an authentic sounding pickup, they're just all gonna sound generic, like very, you know, generic. Another thing is like this Floyd Rose. This is the first Floyd Rose that I had that this whammy bar, like I've tightened it really tight. Everything's screwed right, but it's like it just doesn't stick in a position. It just flops around, and that's pretty annoying. But you know, you could just switch that out. I might end up switching that. The reason why these things are so cheap is because they're not putting higher quality electronics basically on this guitar, right? So if you look at the Pro Series, look at the pickups, they just have EMGs or Seymour Duncans. They throw in that extra premium of an extra $300 plus, right? Let's say you guys get a Jackson Pro Soloist, right? You get the guitar and it's got Seymour Duncans, JB, or whatever comes with the guitar. I would prefer to get something like this, where like the price is probably like half of that, and putting the pickups that I want to put in there. Like I probably wouldn't want the JB. I probably want, you know, the Pegasus or the Black Winters. Put whatever I want to put into this. Boom. You know, it just makes a little bit more sense. Because at the end of the day, if you guys get something and you guys are like, this is not what I really want, then you have a little bit more options to put what you want to put into these. They're just awesome guitars, you know, like these Jacksons. I've even said the Jackson JS series, those necks are freaking phenomenal. This neck is phenomenal. Like after I did this guitar plays super fast. And this is a cool little modification or, you know, upgrade you guys want to do to your guitar. Now, I know you guys are probably going to be like, oh, why would you do that? Scratch up your guitar like that. Eventually, over time, when it comes to this, it'll buff out. So you're going to have to keep doing it, because I've done this. So a few of my guitars, and they eventually just buffed out, you know, back to gloss. But it's all preference. If you guys don't like a sticky neck and you guys want a smooth satin feeling neck, boom, you know, just some Scotch Brite and you're good to go. So yeah, man, you know, awesome, great guitar, man. Plays awesome, plays super fast. Um, Again, you know, with the pickups, you could just upgrade these pickups. You can just put whatever you want. You know, at the end of the day, it's gonna be what you want, how you want your guitar to sound, how you want your guitar to look. So, if it was up to me, which I might end up doing, is just swapping these out for whatever set I have laying around, and I'll just put them in here. So I hope you guys find this video useful and helpful in any way, shape, or form. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because this is all I do on my channel. Guitar reviews, guitar builds, wiring stuff, anything guitar related. And with that, I'll catch you guys on the next one.